All right, I made a tier list. We're gonna do. Looks like we're gonna do all the secondaries now. This might as well. We've done basically almost every category besides armor and buff, so might as well do the secondaries. So I'm gonna get the easy ones out of the way because low key, you guys just like you're gonna agree. There's no way you could disagree with this. Instantly, Senator goes in S tier. Okay, you could suck my PP if you think otherwise. That is like the biggest S tier, easiest choice in the world. Solos, literally everything. It's unfair, actually. The only way they can make this shit more broken is if they gave it a Kimbo. That's it, which they should. You know, Arrowhead, if you're listening. I need that. Crisper is fun against bots. I heard the Crisper's dog shit, though. It is a pocket flamethrower, but Terra uses it on high-level difficulties, which is making me feel like the people that I've heard say that are self-reporting. So, I'm going to put the Crisper in, like, C tier. To be honest. Crisper in C tier. Like, I've seen it cook. There's way better options. Melees belong in S. Everything but Bio tie in with this. Oh, yeah, true. I agree with you. S tier for melee weapons. The stim pistol is trash. I'm sorry. Just like that? Damn, wait. Relax. Relax with the stim pistol. I'm not going to let you get that way. If you use peak physique and you have a melee weapon, yo, they're literally like... these are like the senators for like small to mid-level enemies. It's kind of crazy. It's good. It's exactly like the flamethrower and primary flamer. Oh, there's no way. There's no way the Crisper is good. There's no way the Crisper's. I am not putting that shit in A tier. I'll maybe let you convince me on B tier if you come up with some solid argumentation, but no way am I letting you say that that shit is in C tier or that shit is in S tier. Without it, it's a A or B. The melees, and without their A or B. True, yeah, I'd probably say if you don't have peak physique on with the melees, they're probably A or B, so it depends on how you build into it. So they could be A or they could be S. It really depends on how you like build into it. Personally think it's C. I think C is warranted. Yeah, like I think it's warranted too. I'm not saying it's horrible. But like, man, do I never want to bring a Crisper over any of the other options. Like, I will say this personally. I know this is a hot take for some people maybe, but like, I feel like the only D tier secondary is the Peacekeeper. That's like the only bad secondary that you have. All the other ones have like, oh, and the shotgun. The shotgun's also horrible. But I would say it's C because like it can be useful sometimes. But like, I don't know. Like that shit is bad. Yeah, the Peacekeeper's trash. I agree. The Peacekeeper is trash. I rather literally have any other secondary but a Peacekeeper. You forget you even have it. You never even will use it because all that shit is only good against the worker drones. The shotgun is good, bro. I used it and that shit was ass. Am I self-reporting right now on my skill? Am I self-reporting, guys? Chat, are we cooking right now? There's no way. Am I cooked? Because there's like I don't feel like the shotgun's that good. There's no way. You know, it is better than the Crisper. So I put high C, maybe low B. Low B. We'll do low B. We'll do low B for the shotgun because I thought about it. I would rather have that than the Crisper. We'll do low B. It's a very mid-level gun. Maybe. I would say the grenade pistol. So this is something that is like I know people will disagree with because there's like the crossbow now. But I genuinely feel like if you're on bugs and you're like you don't want to bring the crossbow for whatever reason, and you don't have a way to clear nest without like, because let's say you bring thermites, the grenade pistol could be something that you bring to close those nests. And honestly, it's pretty good at dealing with the hordes of bugs. I don't really use it on bots because the fabs are just easy to deal with in my opinion compared to a nest. But it could be used on, I'm pretty sure you can also use it on the fabs as well. So I would say this is an A tier secondary. Like this used to be S tier, but like this has to be A tier. I mean, yeah, that is basically what you're bringing for. You're bringing it just to deal with buildings, Terra. So I agree. and it's not taking anything out plus low. But like for what it's built for, it's built to deal with objectives like outposts, fabs, bug holes, all that, and it excels in that. So I think it's pretty good. I might have to use the yeah, the way that Terra's defending the shotgun, I might have to use it again. The loyalist kind of sucks, but it has level 3 pen. It has medium pen. Does it not? I thought it had medium pen. You sure this is bad? It's like a pocket purifier. Are you sure? We'll have to wait on that one. I think another S tier gun. Now, me personally, I put it in. Now, reality is for most people, it's probably an A tier weapon, but I love Deagles and I use it a lot. I think another S tier weapon is I think it's gonna be the Verdict, and I prefer it more over the melees. Now, I know that some of you may say it's A or B. If any of you say it's C, you're crazy. I'll your opinion will be like tar and feathered in my brain. There's no way. I will never let any of you say the Verdict is a C tier weapon. I can understand B or A, like A or B, because you think it's like it's just a souped up version of the Peacekeeper. But to me, I just love Deagles. I usually, if I'm doing squids and I need to use like more ammo than like the Senator, I usually just bring a Verdict. Like that's usually my secondary I always bring. The laser pistol is good. It's a pocket laser primary that does more damage than it. I was gonna say, I think the dagger's pretty good. I used it for a little bit when it first came out, and I really liked it, and I didn't see it ever get changed. So if nothing's really changed from it back then, I was gonna say it's easy. It's an easy A tier level, and an easy A tier level secondary. Literally, the Verdict, I love the Verdict, bro. It is like, oh my god, call me crazy, but I use the dagger S tier. I don't know if I could put it in S tier. That's a little crazy. You know what's sad is conceptually, and deep in my soul, I want to put the stim pistol in A or S tier, but fuck, man, it like, you miss so many of your shots. It's only good for one thing and one thing only. I don't even think it's for the one thing it's good for. It's not even good in my opinion, because you have to shoot someone multiple times to full heal them, and that's including if you have the experimental stims, the meth stims. Bugs and bots, and before they added a melee, I was actually gonna put the Redeemer on like high C. I was almost gonna put it in D, to be honest, but it is pretty good. So I was gonna put it in C with the crisper. I have to put the stim pistol in D too. It's got like a little bit. It might be C, honestly, because it is better than the Peacekeeper if the guy can manage to hit it. But if the one thing that it's built for, it fails at, which is weird to me. It's super weird. Like, even with like if the stims healed you for more, I understand it has a lot of ammo, so it can't be working like a full stim, and it is a smaller stim. But like, man, bro, to shoot someone 3 times with this gun, and then it not even full heal them if you don't have meth stims, is kind of insane. Maybe that's cap. Maybe it isn't 5 times or 3 times, but like, yeah, it's just a utility weapon. It's a utility weapon, like how I view the grenade launcher. I don't view the grenade launcher as a serviceable weapon, like you use it to take out enemies or stuff. That's really utility. But the thing is that the utility that it's used for is like, I don't want to put it in its own category because it's a secondary. It's like, because it's just like the grenade pistol. They're both they're both weapons built for utility. However, in my opinion, it fails at the utility that it wants to be in, you know? Like, if you bring this, you want to be a medic to heal people, and most of the time, the way people play, you're barely going to be around your teammates, so you can't even shoot yourself, really. Can you shoot yourself with this? Chat, can you shoot yourself with the stim pistol? I've never tried it. But you most of the time are missing all your stims, and you don't even full heal after like 2. I don't even think you full heal after 2 hits, or am I wrong? Usually I see other people shoot me like 3 or 4 times. And you guys know me, if you ever see me stream, I always bring the experimental infusion unless someone already has it on. So how the fuck, this gun is D tier? I don't know. There's no way I could say anything else. You can't, yeah, so if you can't even shoot yourself, Loyalist is B or A. I was gonna say, honestly, it's high A tier, because, like, it's literally just a pocket purifier. Like, I don't know how you couldn't love it. You can do full heal on 1 hit with stim? Ow, bro, I never get full healed with it. Even with the experimental infusion? I don't know, maybe I'm just misremembering, but, like, I never get full healed. I always have like a third of my health still missing. I have a squad mate who's always covering me with this thing, and it's useful, but it's lame that it doesn't have the same stim length. If you have someone who uses this and they're good at aiming at it, I would put it in C tier then, all right? But if you're just the average Joe Schmo, it's honestly a D tier weapon. But I personally don't feel good putting it in A, S, or B. Plus, I don't even know. I'd rather you just bring something to protect yourself as well than worry about stimming your teammates. Because, like, if you have someone who brings experimental stims, then you're kind of Gucci. It's not even a utility that's really needed right now anymore, especially since it's so hard to aim it. Maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe there was an update that buffed it when you're saying, or maybe I'm just like misremembering. But I'm telling you, there's been multiple moments where I'm fighting bots and I have Terra like unload like 2 to 3 into my fucking helmet, and like I'm getting stimmed, I'm getting hit with the experimental stim, but it's like I'm not getting full healed. I feel bad for the Peacemaker, me too, because I like a good Glock, but you know, because or a 1911 or something like that, whatever it is, or a SIG, you know, like just a 9mm. I know people are gonna say 1911's 45. Fuck you. There's a 9mm version of it. Eat my ass. Just get bodied. But like, I like a good 9mm pistol. I just feel like it needs to do a little bit more damage because it feels like it doesn't do fuck all. Wait a second. Did you put the Uzi in C tier? Put that in A tier? Bro, I don't know. I just feel like these guns are way... I'll put it in B tier. How about that? Because you're right. It's not as bad as these weapons, but I couldn't put it in A tier. There's just better weapons to bring. It is good. It's really good. You basically have a pocket SMG, which makes it a very baseline good secondary. All right? It's a good machine pistol. But the dagger is crazy. You have infinite ammo. It has really good like range on its battery, and then it does a lot of damage. The grenade pistol is one of the best like utility pistols that you have for bugs and bots on doing outpost fabs and even squids with the ships. All right, the purifier is a pocket purifier, which is crazy. It should maybe be an S tier, to be honest with you. The melee weapons are crazy against low to even mid-level, and then the verdict is good to like basically everything for bots. And then everything for bugs except chargers, and then the Senator is just the Senator. Like, it should honestly be in its own tier. It should be an S+++. More times than I can count. True, there's weapons that have saved me more times than I can count, but just because they've saved you a few times, I don't know. It doesn't mean that they're S tier. I guess maybe that people might say that's like the dumbest thing I just said. That is probably the dumbest thing I just said. I'll put it in high B. I could get around to high B. But A tier is just a little crazy to me. If I may ask how. I just don't know. Honestly, I think I'm going to stick with this. This might be my tier list for secondaries. The only thing that could possibly move up, really, the only thing I have contention on is the stim pistol. If I'm wrong and the stim pistol does heal you in one full go, if you have the experimental infusion and it heals you perfect, like full health heal in one shot, then I would shoot up the stim pistol to B. All right, I'll shoot the but if it doesn't and I'm right, even though I'm pretty sure I am right, because I have vivid moments and memories of me not getting full healed by Terra with it, then it is honestly a D tier weapon. Is that you can change the rate of fire. The rate of fire on it is pretty high, and if your fire the right parts of the enemy, it can act like a saw in a way. You're right, it can, but like, I rather just do that with the dagger and not have to deal with the recoil at all, or the purifier and probably one-shot it. And then the verdict is just Giga Chad, and Senator is also Giga Chad. Like, you're right, it does good in moment. It has its moments, and just because it has its moments doesn't have it escape from being a mid-level ass gun. So I was out of pocket for putting in C, I agree, but it being high B with having moments where it's an A tier weapon, I think that's fair. I think that's fair because overall it is a very mid-level gun. There's nothing crazy about it. However, these weapons have something that makes it excel at being above a mid-level secondary, and then S tier is just shit that is kind of crazy, to be honest with you. Maybe you could say that, like I said, the melee weapons might be A tier. Actually, they might not be S tier, but I know that if you're using the melee, you're obviously building into it. So since you're building into it, most likely, like high likely chance, you're not just saying, oh, let me just throw on a melee weapon. You're probably gonna have something that's like making you do like more damage with it because you want to make sure that you're the best melee Chad ever. Then I put it in S tier. Any legionary who scoffs at the humble las gun has never run across a field against 100 of them. Facts, though. Very funny. Maybe for small enemies. Yes, but it's tap fire. No, that's not really that good when you have 5 Devastators on you. I'd rather use my prime. Well, to be in Cyru's defense, Terra, you rarely are using any of the guns besides Senator or Verdict to deal with or no, my bad. You're rarely using any of the guns in B and lower to deal with multiple Devastators. You're using the Senator, the Verdict, what's this gun called again? The Loyalist, the Dagger. You're using these 4 weapons for your medium enemies. They're not something that you're using. You're not using this for medium enemy unless you're like you're in a foobar situation and you gotta pull it out quick, to be honest. And I've used the shotgun pistol and that shit did not do nothing to a fucking Devastator, in my opinion. All right, that shit was dog shit. That shit barely. I remember I used it against a warrior, and that shit didn't even kill the warrior. And I did the all 3 shot shit, and it didn't do nothing. I was like, what the fuck? This shit's ass. But yeah, I think this is gonna be my tier list for secondaries. I think obviously everyone knows the Senator is literally one of the best secondaries you can have. It is absolutely cracked and broken, and they should not nerf it, but they should not buff it anymore. It's perfect the way it is. The Verdict is basically a souped up Deagle Chad version of the Peacekeeper. This is the Peacekeeper that she doesn't want you to know about. The melee weapons are S tier if you build into them properly with peak physique, but obviously if you do not build into them and you just use them as they are, I think they're easily A to B tier weapons options. The Loyalist, Dagger, and are really good. I just don't think they're doing the same as a Verdict or Senator. And then, in my opinion, even though I know a lot of people shit on it, I still think the Grenade Pistol is one of the best utility secondaries you have at your disposal. I think the Redeemer and the Shotgun Pistol are just mid-level. There's nothing that is horrible about them. They have their faults, but those faults don't make them bad. I know some people, like Terra, love the Crisper, and I'll let them get away with me putting the Crisper in C, but there is some problems with the Crisper, but it's cool because you have a pocket flamethrower, so you get away with it. The Peacekeeper is at the fucking bottom of the list because it is literally just a 9mm pistol, and it needs either a complete rework, it needs to stay as it is, and it just needs to accept that it's going to be a D-list pistol until you get another pistol. This is something that you keep until you get something else, all right? Because there's no hope for this gun. This gun is really bad. Then, like I said, most of the contention, it seems like, is that the stim pistol in my opinion, is like does not excel at what it's supposed to be, which is it's a stim pistol. You're supposed to be healing people with this, and it doesn't really succeed at being a good like utility here. So it needs a little bit of a rework. Now, like I said previously, if the stim pistol does have the ability to heal you fully with the experimental stims that usually most people are always bringing, then I will take back what I said and I'll probably shoot this up to B tier. But I vividly remember that this does not fully heal you. You need to shoot like 2 to 3 times for someone to get full healed. So unless that changes, then this is staying where it's at. And this is probably going to be my tier list for secondaries.